on the Troy University campus. From the Troy Athletics Fieldhouse, I'm Barry McKnight, getting a chance to catch up with Troy softball coach Eric Newell. Coach, thanks for being with us. What a weekend this past weekend, huh?
It was a fun weekend. It's good to be here, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Well, the sweep against Georgia Southern this past weekend at the Troy softball complex certainly was a combination of a lot of things. Great pitching, and boy, the hitting was cannonading the whole weekend long. Coach, go over the high points.
Well, you summed it up, but we'll hit some of the highlights. Taylor McKinney just had an incredible weekend, but she wasn't the only one. Senior Kelly Horn, another senior in Kate DeLeon had a nice weekend, and just up and down the lineup, we had a lot of production, and we stole some bases. We had a couple squeeze plays. We hit some home runs, and it was a fun weekend. Pitched it really well.
Yeah, Leanna was Leanna.
Yeah. I mean, one hitter on the last time she's going to pitch on the home field. What a way to send it off.
Leanna Johnson, the Sun Belt Pitcher of the Week this week. And you mentioned Taylor McKinney, the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week this past week. Her OPS was off the charts. Her everything was really good for Taylor. How about that for her?
Yeah, and she's had a great year, but she just gets on base. Mm-hmm. Whether it be the long ball, she draws a lot of walks, and she's got a tremendous eye. And she was locked in this weekend. Had a great weekend.
There's so much to like about this team right now, and really throughout the season. You mentioned Kelly Horn. She had the home run. Mm-hmm. It was kind of poignant in her last game here as well. Preseason Sun Belt Player of the Year. She's had a lot on her shoulders. Mm. Can you give us a little insight into her and what she means, not only this year, but for the program as a whole during her career?
She's had such a tremendous career, and this year, I don't think she quite has the numbers she wants, but she's over 300. Her on-base percentage is nearing 475, so it's not like she's had a bad year.
No.
But just as you alluded to, just her leadership on and off the field, she's a rock for our team, and people go to her, they rely on her, they ask her for advice, and she's been doing it for a long time. Via injury and COVID, she's had the luxury or the downfall of being here for 6 years. But we're so thankful that she has been here for 6 years, and her leadership and her knowledge base, from a coach's perspective and from a player's perspective, is just irreplaceable.
Well, now, and it seems odd to think of, I don't know the fans feel the same way, the home schedule is over. It was a really strong year at home, sweeping Georgia Southern to end the home schedule, but you've still got one more weekend left in the Sun Belt Conference schedule, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at South Alabama. Gauge your team's position right now, getting ready for postseason.
Sure. We've positioned ourselves well. I think we're currently sitting in 4th place. South is unfortunately sitting in 2nd place, but we can do some damage there. So there's some jockeying around that's going to happen in this last week of the season, and certainly South's a tough place to play. Yeah. I've not been there personally, but I've heard through the grapevine. And obviously we know there's a storied rivalry there, and our girls are excited about the opportunity, know that we're chomping at the heels of moving into 3rd or 2nd place. If we play poorly, we could drop a spot or two, but that 4th position is something that was a goal, because you get a bye in that first round if you're in that top 4. So it's certainly, we want to go down there. We want to play well. They've got a great pitching staff, but we like our team as well.
The final games of the regular year, it's by design, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to give everybody a little bit more of a chance of a cushion getting into the Sun Belt tournament in Lafayette. I wonder if you can put into perspective what it has meant to have the home atmosphere, the home environment that you've had, and how well this team has responded to that now that the home schedule is over.
Sure, and we can't thank our fans enough. They were loud and proud, and to Kelly Horn to send the home fans off with a walk-off home run in our last game, how fitting was that? But it's been a delight. Here is my first year at Troy, and just they do a really nice job of supporting these young ladies and attending the games, and you always would love to see more, But I tell you, it's been super impressive to see the attendance that we've had at our games and the way things have gone along this season.
You know, we could sit here and we could name names. You've already talked about Caitlin DeLeon and Kelly Horn and Leanna and Taylor McKinney. So many other names. My gosh, you've gotten great contributions. Of course, Libby Baker and Jade Sinnis. Name a couple of those players that maybe the fans might not appreciate just how much they have stepped forward and how much they have produced.
Yeah, I mean, Libby Baker's had a breakout season. You mentioned her name there briefly, but she definitely hasn't flown under the radar. The young lady probably is going to be well deserving of some conference recognition. She has stepped up, played first base really day in and day out for the first time in her career. Jade Sinnis in center field she's an all-conference performer from previous years, and she's had a solid year. Someone that goes unnoticed is Audra Thompson, our shortstop. She had the dramatic walk-off home run against Lafayette. But where she has proven so valuable is just sacrificially. She leads our team in sacrifice bunts. She plays multiple positions. I refer to as the shortstop, but late in games we sometimes move her around to make our defense a little bit stronger. So she's been a key component to what we've done this year for sure.
Now that you've had a full look, or nearly a full look, at the Sun Belt Conference as a whole, has it been as competitive as you thought it was going to be?
I tell you, it's just strong.
Yeah.
There's no days off. You have to bring it every single weekend, and that seems so cliche. You know, coaches say that, but it's just you cannot play poorly. If you play poorly, you're going to get beat, and so it's just you have to be prepared. You have to be organized. You can't take days off, and you got to show up.
Final thought, and I've asked you about the contributions for Kelly Horn in her career. Final thought as we close here, Coach. The impact that Leanna Johnson has had. You know, she's set just about every record you can possibly set. You've had a year with her, and I remember back last summer at one of the summer Trojan Tour events, you said, well, my first, whenever I first got this job, one of the first things I did was speak to Leanna, and you said, boy, she's really good. Mm-hmm. She has made quite a footprint onto this program.
It's just incredible. And when I got a chance to hug her on her senior day, I said it was a privilege and it was an honor. And those words are very heartfelt. It has been a privilege. It has been an honor. She absolutely is a workhorse. It means so much to her. She represents this softball program, this community. She's so well thought of amongst young people around here. She does so many lessons. She's just built in and into Troy softball, and she's iconic. For Troy softball, and she will be for a long, long time, and she has left a legacy.
Well, Leanna Johnson and the Troy Trojans close out the regular year at South Alabama Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then on to the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Lafayette, and hopefully big things there. Thanks so much for the time, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you so much.
For softball head coach Eric Newell here on the Troy University campus, I'm Barry McKnight.